Hello, welcome to another video by LSX Engines, Tuning and Marine. In this video, I'm showing the start of a rebuild of a Mercruiser 3.0 liter 4-cylinder engine. The block has just come back from a machine shop, and it was wrapped in plastic, so I hope they did a good job of keeping it clean in their shop. But so far, it doesn't feel like there's any shop dust in it, so I think it's clean. I'm going to call the shop tomorrow and ask them if it's clean enough to build coming out of their shop, but I think it is. So anyway, they installed the cam bearings for me here. They installed the oil gallery plug there, and they also installed the the core plugs on this side. There's one there, they're brass, and then I believe they installed the rear cam plug on the back. Right down in there, if you can see it, right there. It's silver. It doesn't have to be brass because it's not exposed to water. And then you see another oil plug down below that. So they've done all the prep work for the block for me, cam bearings, plugs, all that stuff. So what I'm about to do is place the bearings in the bearing saddles. The engine's upside down, so I can place the top half of the bearing, and I'll be putting them in, then putting the crank in, then putting the caps on and checking the clearance with plastic gauge. So that's the first step. And then I've also, as a double check the machine shop, I got my dial bore gauge, this device here, and I checked all the cylinders, and they were within half a thousandths of 4.030. I would rather be right on the money, but half a thousandth's not too bad. So at this time, I'm going to open up the bearing. The bearings were, let's see, the bearings were, so it's MS1733P. These are Clevite, the tri-metal bearings for a 3.0 liter engine. So I have to put them in, and I'll show a video when I get the crank installed. All right, continue with the rebuild of a Mercruiser 3.0 liter engine. I'm now plastic gauging the rear main bearing. As you can see, it's narrower than the .002, which means it's greater than .002 inches in clearance. And it's wider than the .003 mark. I'm just gonna get it up there. It's wider than .003. And I've already measured this in detail, so I can tell you that it's about it's about the equal amount wider than the white band as it is narrower than the green band. So it's probably halfway between those two. So it's .0025, and that's within the upper range of the production tolerance on this bearing. So this was good. Okay, continue with the rebuild of this 3.0 liter Mercury. This is number 4 bearing, and it looks to me like the plastic gauge is pretty much right on the money at .002. So that's 2 thousandths clearance on this bearing. And the range is up to .0025, so this one's good. This is main bearing number 3. And you can see that the plastic gauge is, the .002 is just a little bit wider than the crushed plastic gauge. So this one is a tad over .002. I would guess .0025 or something like that, or .0022 or 23, somewhere in there. But that's within tolerance. The tolerance is .0025. So this one's acceptable. So main bearing number 2, and the plastic gauge is showing just a tad narrower than the .002 mark. So I extrapolate, and so that's about .0021 or .0022. So this one is good since it's below .0025. All right, this is the last main bearing on this 3.0 liter Mercruiser rebuild, and you can see that number 1 bearing is pretty much right on the money as far as the width. So I believe it's right on the money at .002. So this one's good. So I'm now done with all plastic gauging and all the main bearings, and they are all within tolerance. All less than .025, which is production limit on the main bearings. I'm now about to clean all the mains and wipe the plastic gauge off and torque them down with oil so I can spin this crankshaft. Continuing with the Mercruiser 3.0 rebuild, I've now got all the main bearing caps installed. I oiled each bearing, and I oiled the underside of each bolt head. And I torqued each bolt to 65 foot-pounds. And I do it in 3 stages, 20, 40, 65 per bolt. And I go 20, 20, 45, 40, or 20, 20, 20, 20, 40, 40, 65, 65, in that order. So the crank is now in, all the bearings are torqued, and it spins pretty free. So you see I'm just rotating it with my hand here. And if I want to make it spin a little faster. So it's got a little bit of tension because of the rear thrust space, but it's because it's leaning, the engine actually is sloped downward that way, so it's kind of touching the thrust bearing, but it turns pretty free to me. So that's done, and I will now close out the video on crankshaft installation and start another one on piston installation. One thing you might be wondering about why I got the front motor mount half on this motor. I used a puller to pull the front timing gear off and the harmonic balancer off. But one thing that's unique about this engine, there's no threaded hole in the front of this crank. So how in the world do you put the parts, the gear and the harmonic balancer back on? And I think I read somewhere that they hammer it on, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to make a special tool out of 1/2 inch thick steel that bolts to the front of this block. And I'm going to use this motor mount as a template to drill the holes for the steel. And then I'm going to basically make a device to push the gear and the harmonic balancer back on this engine. That's for another day. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the piston installation on the 3.0 Mercruiser 3.0 Mercruiser 4-cylinder.